Level 1, the game day basics. A Level 1 college football tradition looks like the foundation of the sports culture, the simple, shared rituals that every fan participates in, no matter the school. It's casual, inclusive, and accessible. You don't need to know team history or alumni legends to join in. These are the entry-level ways people show school spirit. Fans dressed in school colors or jerseys fill the streets and stand in coordinated pride, while tailgating in parking lots, hours before kickoff brings people together to grill burgers, toss footballs, play music, and bond with strangers over team loyalty. The atmosphere builds as everyone sings the fight song or alma mater with the band. Cheers and chants simple slogans like "Go Dogs," "Roll Tide," or "Go Blue" that unite everyone instantly, and enjoy marching band performances that electrify halftime and pregame shows. A Level 1 tradition feels like a community in motion, everyone coming together for fun, excitement, and belonging. It's the gateway to the deeper emotional side of college football. And whether you're a freshman, a casual fan, or visiting your first game, this level pulls you in with sound, color, and energy. Level 2, campus rituals and customs. At Level 2, college football tradition is where the local culture and campus identity truly come alive. These traditions are rooted in student energy, pride, and the unique rhythm of each university, turning game day into something more than just a sporting event. Unlike the universal customs of Level 1, Level 2 rituals are deeply personal to each school, reflecting its spirit, history, and sense of community. You'll see this in moments like Auburn's Tiger Walk, where players make their way through a sea of cheering fans before the game, or Florida's Gator Walk, which turns player arrivals into a parade of pride. At Texas A&M, thousands gather for the Midnight Yell, a massive pep rally the night before every game that feels like a heartbeat of the Aggie spirit. Alabama's Walk of Champions celebrates the program's storied legacy as players pass by statues of legendary coaches before entering Bryant-Denny Stadium. These moments blend players and fans together, erasing the line between the field and the crowd. A Level 2 tradition sets the emotional tone before kickoff, capturing that special connection between a campus and its team, a feeling that even people outside the stadium can sense. It's college football's version of local culture in full display, passionate, personal, and proudly unique. Level 3, stadium chants and collective energy. You haven't truly experienced college football until you've stood inside a stadium that's literally shaking. Take Wisconsin's Jump Around, for example. It's the crown jewel of the University of Wisconsin Badgers' home games at Camp Randall Stadium. As the third quarter ends, Jump Around by House of Pain erupts through the loudspeakers, and over 80,000 Badger fans begin bouncing in unison. The energy is so intense that in 1998, it literally shook the stadium hard enough to be detected on a seismograph. That moment unites students, alumni, and lifelong fans in one massive pulse of red and white energy. Travel down south to Fayetteville, Arkansas, where the Arkansas Razorbacks have perfected one of the most recognizable chants in college sports, the "Woo Pig Suey." The call begins slowly as fans raise their hands in the air, fingers wiggling like pigtails. Then the roar builds. "Woo Pig Suey," 3 times, each louder than the last. Even newcomers are swept up in it because the crowd practically teaches you how to chant. Then there's Penn State's White Out. When the Nittany Lions host a major opponent at Beaver Stadium, every single fan dresses head to toe in white. The result is a blinding sea of white that amplifies every roar and chant. Opposing teams have openly admitted they can't hear their signals over the crowd. The white out represents the raw power of Penn State's fan base, a tradition born in 2004 that has since become one of the most electrifying sights in sports. And finally, Ole Miss's Hotty Toddy, the strange, spirited chant that's been echoing across Vaught Hemingway Stadium for generations. No one really knows where the words came from. Are you ready? Hell yeah. Damn right. Hotty toddy, gosh almighty. But that's part of its charm. It's a code word among Ole Miss Rebels fans, a declaration of belonging shouted with the same reverence as a hymn. Whether the team's winning or losing, the chant rings out, a living link between past and present Rebels. At this level, the fans themselves become the heartbeat of the sport. The game might be what brings them together, but it's the chants, colors, and energy that define the experience. Every university has its rhythm, its roar, its soul, and when you stand in the middle of it, surrounded by thousands moving as one, you realize this isn't just a crowd, it's a tribe, bonded by sound, pride, and tradition. Level 4, Symbolic Entrances and Rituals. Level 4, traditions are the sacred pregame moments that define a team's pride, courage, and legacy. They happen before kickoff, when players and fans pause to honor their school's history and spirit. These are not just routines. They are performances filled with emotion and meaning, often passed down through generations. Every gesture, every symbol tells a story of unity, identity, and purpose. They make college football feel like a living movie, full of drama, passion, and pride. At Clemson University, players take part in one of the most dramatic entrances in sports, Howard's Rock and the Hill Run. Before every home game, the Clemson Tigers touch the legendary rock at the top of the hill, then sprint down into the roaring stadium. It's more than a run, it's a leap of faith and a show of total commitment. Coach Frank Howard's famous words, "If you can't give me 110%, keep your filthy hands off my rock," capture the seriousness behind this ritual. At Michigan, the Wolverines charge out of the tunnel and leap to touch the M Club Supports You banner before every game. This simple act connects today's players to those who wore the maize and blue before them. It began in 1962 to inspire a struggling team, and ever since, it's become a symbol of belief, unity, and legacy. Down in Florida State, Chief Osceola rides his horse Renegade to midfield and plants a flaming spear into the turf. The crowd explodes. It's a breathtaking symbol of bravery, heritage, and battle spirit. And at Notre Dame, players tap the iconic "Play Like a Champion Today" sign as they leave the locker room. It's quiet but powerful, a reminder that greatness begins with mindset. Level 5, Historical and Emotional Traditions. At Level 5, college football traditions go beyond the game itself. They carry deep emotion and connect the sport to something much bigger than touchdowns or trophies. These are moments that show the heart of a community, where football becomes a symbol of compassion, unity, and shared purpose. The focus shifts from winning to honoring people, memories, and values that truly matter. One of the most touching examples is the Iowa Hawkeyes' wave. At every home game in Kinnick Stadium, when the first quarter ends, players, coaches, and over 70,000 fans turn toward the nearby Stead Family Children's Hospital and wave to the kids watching from their windows. It's a simple gesture, but it fills the stadium with warmth and hope, a reminder that football can bring light to others' lives. Another powerful example is the 12th man tradition at Texas A&M. It began in 1922 when student E. King Gill stepped out of the crowd, ready to play for his team if needed. Since then, every Aggie student stands throughout the entire game to show they are always ready to support their team. It's a symbol of loyalty, service, and unity that defines the Aggie spirit. Traditions like these don't rely on fireworks or big entrances. They touch the soul. They remind everyone watching that college football isn't just about the scoreboard. It's about people standing together, honoring courage, kindness, and belonging. Then, at the Army-Navy game, it's not just about who wins. It's about respect. The cadets and midshipmen march in formation, and when it's over, both teams stand side by side and sing each other's alma maters. You won't find a moment like it in the NFL. Level 6, Rivalry and Heritage Traditions. At Level 6, Rivalry and Heritage Traditions, college football turns into something far bigger than just a sport. It becomes a story of pride, culture, and family legacy. battles passed down through generations. These games go back decades, sometimes more than a century, and carry cultural, regional, and even political weight. People don't just watch, they live for these moments. Whole towns, schools, and families take sides, and the energy around these rivalries feels like a holiday mixed with war. Take, for instance, the game, Michigan versus Ohio State, since 1897. Entire states split in two. Beat Michigan or Beat Ohio State Week takes over everything. From campus events to small town conversations, fans even plan weddings and vacations around it. The Iron Bowl between Alabama and Auburn, played since 1893, is one of the most emotional and tradition-filled rivalries in college football. Every year, the entire state of Alabama seems to revolve around this single game. One of the most famous traditions happens before kickoff, when fans from both sides fill Bryant-Denny Stadium or Jordan-Hare Stadium in a sea of color, half crimson, half navy and orange, and sing their fight songs at full volume. Auburn fans chant War Eagle, while Alabama fans answer back with Roll Tide. It's loud, passionate, and deeply personal. The game's name comes from when it was first played in Birmingham, known as the Iron City, and it has carried that toughness ever since. Many families are split between the two schools, proudly flying house-divided flags outside their homes. After the game, the winning team's fans celebrate by storming the streets, rolling trees in Auburn's Toomer's Corner with toilet paper, or holding all-night parties in Tuscaloosa. Even church sermons the next morning often mention the result. The Red River Rivalry, Texas versus Oklahoma, is pure theater, played at the Texas State Fair with the stadium split 50-50 between burnt orange and crimson. It's a border war with marching bands and fried food. Army versus Navy goes beyond sports, symbolizing service and sacrifice, while USC versus Notre Dame blends faith, Hollywood, and heritage in one of the most iconic matchups in history. Then there are the trophy games, each with its own legend: Paul Bunyan's axe, Wisconsin, Minnesota; the Little Brown Jug, Michigan, Minnesota; Floyd of Rosedale, Iowa, Minnesota; the Egg Bowl, Ole Miss, Mississippi State; and the Civil War, Oregon, Oregon State. These trophies are treated like family heirlooms, proudly displayed on campuses for all to see. During Hate Week, students decorate rival statues, guard their own at night, and build bonfires or parades to show their loyalty. Alumni travel from across the country to attend, families fly house-divided flags, and older fans retell miracle plays like they happened yesterday. At this level, football becomes memory, identity, and emotion, a living connection between past and present. Level 7, Sacred Legends and Eternal Symbols. Now we've reached the final level, the mountaintop, the level where tradition becomes mythology. Here, the stories have outlived the players who started them. They've become eternal symbols of what makes college football, college football. At Notre Dame, there's a 132-foot-tall mural that overlooks the stadium. Touchdown Jesus. His arms raised in triumph, visible right behind the end zone. Every fan who's seen it knows it's more than art. It's a reminder that this game is tied to faith, belief, and something spiritual. Out west, at USC, a white horse named Traveler gallops across the field after every Trojan touchdown, carrying a rider dressed as a Roman warrior. It's theatrical, loud, and iconic. It's not just celebration, it's a spectacle, the Hollywood of college football. Oklahoma Sooner Schooner is another legend. A covered wagon pulled by white ponies storms the field after each score. It's a nod to the land rush of 1889, but it's also a symbol of pure Oklahoma pride, the wild, reckless spirit of the pioneers. Then there's the Rose Bowl Parade, a tradition older than most of the teams themselves. Every New Year's Day, floats and flowers roll down Pasadena streets in a celebration of beauty, unity, and American nostalgia, all leading up to the granddaddy of them all. And in Nebraska, there's the black shirts tradition, where defensive starters earn black practice jerseys. marking them as part of an elite brotherhood dating back to the 1960s. You can't buy one. You earn it. It's old school grit turned into identity. These aren't just rituals. They're sacred symbols that remind fans that the game is more than a pastime. It's history, art, emotion, and storytelling woven together. At this level, you don't just cheer, you worship, because these traditions have become immortal, whispered by fans, passed to kids, etched into the DNA of the sport itself.